Hi, my name is Ryan, and every day we deal with diabetic patients from across the world at QUA Nutrition. Our dietitians work with you, a diabetic out there, and the best part about being a diabetic is that they are people, or you are people that have complete control of your new lifestyle found friend. Now, I meet diabetic patients every day and they say that we are able to understand what we need to eat and how we need to eat, and in fact you're better than a dietitian. Sometimes it's very true. But every diabetic will go to a doctor on a frequent basis to understand the dosage of medication, of insulin or diabetic medication that the person needs to take, and adjust it according to the blood test, the time of life, as well as any other complications that may arise out of it. Now, diabetes is a condition that comes from your diet. Let's make no mistake about that. And the assumption that most diabetics have, that they have their diet down to the T, may be wrong. In this video, listen to a diabetic who has had more than a decade of experience in hand-holding diabetes. He's climbed up to the base camp of Everest. He's an NLP trainer, and he assumed that he had his diet down to the T. Unfortunately, or fortunately for him, he discovered us. And when he discovered us, we hammered him tooth and nail to get his nutrition on track. The result is phenomenal. Watch it for yourself on how this diabetic really changed the way he manages his diabetes a decade later. When you started off, okay, what were the confusions going through your mind as a person who has a medical condition, what we call today as a lifestyle disorder, which can be managed? So what are the confusions going through your head when you came in for a nutrition plan?
When I came in spite of doing all the things that I thought I should be doing, in spite of all that, I found that my HB1AC figures were not in the way that it should be.
Okay. And for the common layman out there in India, 61 million diabetics that are there, what is this H1BC kind of thing?
It gives an indication of what my sugar levels were for the last 2 to 3 months. And I'd been doing everything that I thought I was doing right.
By the way, Kichu, are you a medical doctor by any chance?
No, I'm not.
So how do you know so much about it?
Because I've studied this condition that I have so strongly over the years, and I research it and I do this and I do that, and I actually thought that I know a lot about it.
So diabetes is like your best friend?
It is like a best friend.
Nice. And if you treat it nicely, it treats you nicely.
And I came to a point that in spite of all the knowledge that I had and the treatment that I did, it really didn't
move much.
I used to be always in
the what were you doing in the normal course?
Well, I thought I was doing enough exercises, I thought that I was eating the right kind of foods, and I thought I was doing everything right.
Okay, and what was your H1ABC kind of?
When I came to you guys, it was at 9.1.
Okay. And you're on insulin medication?
I'm on insulin medication. And then I told this to my doctor, and he had asked me to increase the dosage of insulin. And hence, because of the increase of dosage, when we took a test before I came to you all, after I came to you all actually, it was 8.6. Which was the increase in insulin had done its work, kind of stuff. But I was not very ready for that. And then a friend of mine told me about you all. So I just landed up.
So what were you expecting when you came in?
To be honest, I was not expecting anything at all. Excepting that this friend of mine had told me that after she started following your instructions, her levels have remained normal and constant regularly.
So if you can summarize, what are the say 5 or 6 things that you have had to change in your nutrition plan that has brought about a change?
I think you forget the 5 to 6 things. The most critical thing that I have now done, which people have told me so many times before, is to eat every 2.5 hours. There would be times earlier when I would skip. I would have a breakfast and eat at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then maybe the next.
But you knew this knowledge before, right? So what was the reason you were not doing it, or did you need somebody to keep chasing?
That's what the thing was, that I have discipline in many areas of my life, but in this particular area, I didn't have the discipline. And one of the things that you suggested was this Excel sheet. And when this recording took place, and if I had done no a couple of times, I would be sure that Suhasini would give me a call. And the nicest thing I must tell you about her is the way she calls me up never made me feel wrong.
Okay.
Never made me feel that, you know, stupid guy, you're not keeping up your stuff.
So she was not a school teacher?
No, she was not. She was one of the most inspiring people I've met with respect to keeping me on track.
Okay. So you were basically kept on your own recording schedule, which was having a benchmark of telling you were you slipping up or were you not slipping up.
And the fact that I knew that somebody else is looking at that and they are committed to me, to making sure that my levels come down, etc. And then, as I said, she'd give the call, and you know.
And what about the supplements? Were you skeptical about taking?
Oh, I was tremendously skeptical
about superfoods.
I was very skeptical.
Okay.
However, I was skeptical when I came in. But after talking to the two of you all, the way you explained the whole thing, you know, in across to me, what each one does, what is the connection between that. I think that after I left you all on my first visit, I had no longer any skepticism.
Another question, Kichu, is medicines. The cost of medicines versus the cost of supplements. I know every diabetic would think that a supplement is a medicine. Do you continue to hold that thought?
No.
Okay.
I personally don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you feel will be required by you as a diabetic having a lifestyle degree? What do you need to continue now that you've brought your triglyceride levels down? Your H1BC right now today
is 7.7.
So 7.1. So that's wow.
Yeah.
2-point drop almost.
Yeah. No, from 8.6 to 7.7.
Yes, that is like
and
a 1.
fasting sugar levels, first time
fasting
double digit,
sugar
right?
levels. After the first time, I actually saw a 2-digit. I've always been used to 3 digits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you heard it from a diabetic. There are many cases like this. And what I say to a lot of people is the cost in pain reducing, the